I kind of like that name. Volume. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. If you're new, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Marvel Snap content. That being said, we're going to be talking about the Infinite grind this season. Yes, I have hit Infinite. It was relatively easy compared to other seasons. I think the last season that was this easy was Weapon X, or the one before it. I'm assuming the one before it was pretty easy because we didn't get these power creep cards that were Star-Lord and Shou-Lao. And this season, not calling Insabanir bad, but at the current time of recording, he's pretty bad. I do suspect he'll get better by the end of the month because of the releases of cards to come that might help him out a bit, assuming that those cards even pair with him in the first place. So, let's talk statistics. Infinite grinding. What can you do to make it easier for yourself to get there right now? There's a little card in the game called Isca the Unbeaten. Abuse her. She's going to get nerfed. 100%. Wouldn't surprise me if she dropped down to a 2-power, because I think that would actually kill the card. Unironically, I think 3 is where she has to be good, especially at a 4 cost. But at the moment, this card is actually super dumb, super cheesy. You'll win most games because of this. My win rate went up probably by like 20% just by putting her in my deck. Not joking at all. It's really good. It's a really good card. Let me pull up the here, let me talk about the deck that I ran the whole season. I only ran this deck, my Zombies Chamber Unleashed deck. Zombie Chamber Unleashed deck. The reason I ran this deck is because, one, it's really efficient when it comes to energy. 2, it is capable of running the game just based off certain fields that enter the game, like Bar Sinister, favorite field where you just play a card and it like mass multiplies it. I love that. I love playing the Hunger on that spot. It is got really good win conditions, being Giant Man, being Shou-Lao, being Fang Foom, and then optional win conditions are Arnim Zola and Taskmaster. All great win conditions. And in fact, you can probably throw Isca as an additional win condition because she is a win condition. And you can Taskmaster her, and it's hilarious. Or you can Arnim Zola her, or even Shou-Lao her, and it's really funny. In fact, that's how I won one of my games. I gave her a +9 from Shou-Lao, and she doubled up and hit over 40 power and just won the lane on her own. It was pretty funny. So, yeah, Isca, the Broken. Very, very strong. Very strong. Very strong. Balance not there. Broken. She's gonna get nerfed, and I'm gonna be sad because like this card is actually fun to play. Though that being said, you can use her in end of turn decks and make her even get bigger, like 200 plus power. But like, I don't think they test their own cards at this point. I'm pretty convinced that they just kind of write the card down and they send it. Like, screw it. We'll see what happens. If it's broken, we'll fix it later. Because there's no way. There's no way. So. Yeah, the back of this season's card is actually kind of good. I actually kind of like this one. The last two have kind of been bad. So, like, if I go to my collection here, and you can kind of see I've gotten all my seasons worth of deck backs since I've started. Weapon X was where I started. The last 2 seasons have kind of sucked. Fang Foom, not a fan of it. It's just a golden, weird-looking dragon. Not a fan. The Guardians one was a little better, but I still don't love it. This one, I actually kind of like. I like the colors. I think it fits nicely. It's got a cool name, Infinite Ancient Death. I think it fits nicely. It's still not my favorite. This one is still by far my favorite. It looks the coolest. I love the helmet. I love the red. I love the scratch marks. It's just really cool, in my opinion. Right, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and check out the statistics of the deck, so you guys kind of see what happens. So keep in mind, let me zoom in just a bit. Isca wasn't used in every single one of these matches. She was used in the second half of these matches because I kind of procrastinated and waited to buy the Season Pass Premium to see how it felt before dipping into Isca. Like, I streamed for 4 hours, 4.5 hours without her, and my win rate was probably about a 52%. Not bad, not great. Since then, it's jumped up to 62%, and it would probably be higher if I just folded and got Isca right away and just threw her in this deck. But I didn't. I wanted to see if I could do it without her, because every content creator that I watch or know or asked has said Isca is absolutely, or has mentioned that Isca is probably the strongest thing coming out this season, just based off of statistics of like, math. Doubling up so many times is going to get really stupid really quickly, especially if you ramp her up as well with the Maverick, Agony, anything. Shou-Lao is giving her +9 power with a Shou-Lao is not okay. It's hilarious. So yes, if you want to succeed this season and actually be successful this season and hit Infinite 6 this season, there are cards you're probably going to need to make it easier. Not saying that you have to have them to do it. I'm just saying it will take your percentages and you'll win a lot more by putting just a few cards into your deck. I think they can fit anywhere as long as you have a way to get the energy to use them. And, well, Isca doesn't really require energy. She play her turn 4 and just let her cook. But like, for example, Fang Foom. He will win you games on his own if you have the energy. As you can see, I have a really good energy source being Hope Summers. I can abuse Hope Summers with Kitty Pryde, with the Hunger, with Majestic Wingbeat. I can make Fang Foom cheaper with Majestic Wingbeat. I can make Shou-Lao cheaper with Majestic Wingbeat. I can make Taskmaster, Giant Man. Arnim Zola doesn't really matter. But you get what I'm kind of saying here. Being able to make a 5-cost cost 1 less while using Hope Summers is really budgetable when it comes to your energy without having to rely on Star-Lord. Don't like Star-Lord. Probably won't ever like Star-Lord. He's just too strong, and I'm glad that I didn't have to deal with him this season. Luckily. So, those cards that you should probably run this season. Isca and Fang Foom. I think these two are must-runs in this season. They're going to make your win percentage go up a lot higher because they are hard to beat on field locations. Especially since Isca's covering your mid-game and Fang Foom's coming your late game. It's hard to contest an Isca mid-game because if you contest her, she gets bigger and you just can't contest her. And then into the late game, you kind of just win a field with Fang Foom. That being said, it's going to take a little bit of player knowledge, a little bit of like understanding of how the game works and like the fields that you should be using and abusing and whatever deck you're running. I think, but if you're building a deck, I do think for the most part, if you have good energy, you can fit a Fang Foom in it. Isca can automatically slide into whatever deck you want to use her to. She doesn't really take much managing unless you really want to optimize her. She doesn't need to be optimized. She will win you the game on her own if they contest her. That being said, I do imagine the later the season goes, the more time we have to play it, people will learn not to contest her until the last turn. That way, she can't go from like a 9 to an 18, right? She's going to go from a 3 to a 6, unless you ramp her up, obviously. So, learn when to play against Isca and learn when to not contest Isca. She's going to be hard to contest, so don't contest her. Especially if it's the enemies, just don't contest her. Just be wary that if they're smart, they can always Arnim Zola the Isca and make it really complicated and annoying to fight against because now you have to fight 2 of them instead of 1 of them. And it's pretty obnoxious. Like, I know I saw this a zombie chamber deck, but in reality, even though those cards all like input and have a statistical helping when it comes to running the game, my true MVPs of this deck are Isca and Fang Foom. When I want to win a game, I will play Isca and Fang Foom and pop my cubes without fear. Without them, I kind of preserve my my cubes because I'm just like, the deck's good, the deck will run, the deck can win, but you got to play dirty to beat the meta. You really got to play dirty to beat the meta, and the meta is really gross right now, and it's starting to alter into end of turn because of Isca. Isca single-handedly is changing the meta because of how strong she is. That being said, if you don't have Isca, what you can do to prevent having to like deal with her if you're running into her is get a Ghost. Ghost is going to be your best friend to counter it if you don't want to use it. On reveal, remove the abilities from all end of turn cards. This here, like in her location. So yeah, make sure you put it on Isca's location. Otherwise, you look kind of dumb. So if you don't want to contest it, play a Ghost. I know she isn't great stat-wise. 3-4, not impressive. You're going to have to play her on turn 4 or 5 or whatever it is if they play Isca to contest her. You're probably also going to have to play Cosmo this patch as well to deal with Fang Foom. Cosmo is like the best thing to use against it, especially if you plan on going big in the front. You're going to probably want to run a Cosmo. So if you don't want to run those, that's completely fine. I understand. I don't even look at this thing. This thing's not a card to me. This doesn't exist in my play world. I only have to face it. I don't like running Cosmo. It feels gross. But Ghost is understandable. End of turn is going to be popping off very soon, and I know it's going to be a struggle for those who don't have the end of turn decks. Those who don't have Invisible Woman for steps, those who don't have like Jocasta, those who don't have a way to like abuse Isca. Like Isca's going to be a problem really soon, if she isn't already. So yeah, those are my tips for you for this season. Is if you have them, use them. They will help your win rate out, and they're pretty flexible to most decks. You can kind of just slot them in. Even in a destroy deck, you could use Isca. Just eat her later if you have to. Why not? Ramp decks can use Isca. And pretty much anything can use Isca. She's really a self-efficient card because of how she works. She's one of the best double your powers whenever X happens. We have a couple of them, but she's probably the best one because she's the easiest one to use without having to think about it. Human Torch, you have to think about how you're moving him. Deadpool, you have to think of ways how to kill him and bring him back. His flaw is that he's a one cost, so you can kind of like pop him on that last turn if you don't take the first turn. She's hard to get rid of. She's a 4 cost, so she comes in later in the game. She can avoid things because she's a 4 cost, and then she ramps up really quickly because you can ramp her up, or just because they don't contest that spot. They give up the contestment, and they're like, "Hey, yo, she's already 9 power. If I contest again, she's gonna double up to 18. I just, there's no way. Fang Foom cannot handle this. Isca will outperform a Fang Foom in the right situation. So that's why you run both. That's why you run both with the Arnim Zola, because we're playing dirty this season, and it works. So yeah, there you guys go. The grind isn't too bad right now. I do assume soon, when people start using more end of turn decks and start abusing Isca and Fang Foom more, you're gonna really start to hate the grind, and it's coming. It's coming, and you better hit infinite quick unless you plan on fighting it. Use a Ghost, use a Cosmo, even up the odds as best you can, and hope that you can win. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Use those cards this season, or at least in the early season, and we'll see where the meta shifts to in the next couple weeks. Gambit's dropping next week. I don't think he's going to meta change anything until we get a couple more cards in the meta. I know Juggernaut's doing decent. He's better than the Battle Pass card that we have currently. I'm assuming whenever we get these other Apocalypse cards or Horseman cards coming in, we'll start to see the meta shift again, slowly into whatever the devs are trying to make, whatever that card is called. The fake Apocalypse. What's his name? No. This guy. In Sabanor, or Apocalypse Celestial Chosen. Eventually, this guy will probably have an actual meta deck, and I do assume he'll be later this month, if he's even a part of that deck. We'll see what the Rock deck does, because the Rock deck's probably going to be pretty meta. I don't know if he'll be a part of it, but we'll see. He's kind of like a worse version of Blink, with extra steps. So, if you have Blink, screw this guy. Why use him? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, and we'll also get an OTA in a few weeks. So we'll see what happens. I doubt anything will change with the new cards. Those usually take 4 weeks to get adjusted. So we'll see what happens. Early week metas to come. I think it's going to be end of turn and a lot of Isca everywhere. Isca's gonna be everywhere. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck on your grind, and I hope this video helped you a little bit. It is a easier season to grind than the last 2 seasons, but at the same time, it's going to ramp into something probably really hard to deal with if you don't use Ghost or Cosmo. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Either way, good luck and have fun. Peace.